One is EDL, which we call Estate Development Loan Facility, and the other one is the Cooperative Housing Development Loan. The Estate Development Loan Facility facilitates is a facility we grant to private estate developer for mass housing. Then the Cooperative Housing Development Loan is a facility we grant to cooperative society equally for construction of housing units for their members too. FMBN, under these two windows, we have funded 20 estates in Enugu Zone. Enugu Zone comprises of Abia, Anambra, Delta, Ebonyi, Enugu, and Imo. And again, we have about 20 housing projects that are ongoing. Instinctively too, out of these 20 estates, Copen has developed 8 estates. Well over 800 housing units. Well over 800 housing units. So if you consider the occupancy ratio to be 5, so this implies that Copen has provided shelter for 4,000 people. That is remarkable. We all know we have our challenges in the housing sector. We have our challenges with respect to mass housing. But permit me to just mention 3. One is finance. The other one is increasing construction costs. Then the other one is the high cost of input components. Consider land. Then the high property transaction rates and high cost of infrastructure. Then the affordability challenge too is another major challenge. And we want to believe that this gathering will provide a platform for stakeholders to galvanize ideas on how to address some of these challenges moving forward. Permit me to conclude by saying the problem of housing will always call for new approaches to make this important item available and affordable for Nigerians. It is therefore important that this seminar and workshop like this should continue to be held in order to ensure continued discussion on this issue. Yesterday, like the last speaker rightly pointed out, yesterday it was Akulueno, and today it is Igwebike, and we move forward. I once again commend Copen Group for organizing this event and appreciate the opportunity given to the bank to deliver her talks. Thank you, and God bless each and every one of us.
And that was a good little message from Mr. Chris Ibuzo, the Southeast Controller of Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, representing the Managing Director of Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria. We're still going to have a tour of the booths where you look at what participants have to offer in this wonderful meet. Also, we're going to have a breakout session where we also are going to rub minds together. But at this point, let me welcome to the podium for the opening charge, the convener of this meeting, the Group Managing Director of Copen Group, Reverend Surveyor Ugo Chime, FNOB, FNIS. Welcome, sir.
Praise the Lord. Amen. We thank God for the opportunity that we have today to gather under these auspices. I want to thank all who have come from far and near, those who flew from Abuja this morning and yesterday, those who flew from Lagos, and those who are listening in from outside the country, and those who have come from Aba, and other sources, I couldn't start attempting a protocol order, so I trusted into the hand of the FC to do the good job of recognizing all who have come, because if I start talking about it, that will take a lot. All of you have in one way or the other contributed to what we have today. But permit me to mention the spiritual who didn't speak. I will speak on behalf of Bishop C.N.C. Onyeledo. I'm permitted to do that, having we entered the university the same month with him, and having started Copen together with him before he went into the ministry. I'd like to welcome you, sir. Thank you so much. He is the current PFN chairman. He's an engineer of repute. He built 82 division headquarters in Enugu here and so many other facilities across the country. So I would like to stand on existing protocols. First, I would like to thank everyone for coming for Indobike 2023. This event will be an annual event that highlights and unveils the massive opportunities for using the real estate sector as an avenue for employment generation, multiplier effect in the local economy, and overall socio-economic development of our people. From available statistics, the real estate sector, which comprises commercial real estate, residential real estate, tourism real estate, industrial real estate, and all forms of real estate activities, are very pivotal for the growth of any community. Each of these developments take place on land and offer huge opportunity for positive transformation. For instance, the housing deficit in Nigeria, which runs in millions, when appraised from the number of people and resources needed to create them, and the diagonal impact it will bring, shows us that we have an opportunity and not a problem. Apart from other positive developments that have taken place in the real estate ecosystem in the last few years, the Retirement Savings Account, RSA, has over 4 trillion naira available for investment in the sector. And when you compare that over all their years of existence, Federal Mortgage Bank has not given more than 300 billion out. Now we have today 4 trillion, which is more than 10 times the amount of resources that have been put into the sector over the past decades. Now, in the light of these opportunities, the challenge before us is to design appropriate mechanism, a vehicle, a roadmap for unleashing the potential that is in the sector for the improvement of the lot of our people, especially in these current dear socio-economic circumstances we find ourselves. In our attempt in Copen to interrogate the issues and challenges involved in the real estate sector, we realized that there has not been the needed mental review and paradigm shift in approach that is needed to address the sector challenges and turn obstacles to stepping stone for higher mutual benefit for all. Stakeholders have not come to understand that their activities, action and inaction, are capable of affecting the overall outcome for everyone, and thus an urgent need for realignment, refocusing, and harmony among the stakeholders in the sector. Currently, both the private and public sectors of the economy are facing difficulties of unimaginable proportion. Government revenue is affected by the number of houses and activities in the real estate sphere, and the private sectors are also equally affected. The public are affected because the rent is going high. The communities are looking for more value from the land that they have, and the developers are looking for more affordable land to make the overall pricing to be affordable. Our interrogation of the reason for some of the challenges of stakeholders reveal that working in silo equal to is a critical factor and part of the problem. Thus, an urgent need for collaboration, and harmonious alignment of all stakeholder efforts, resources, towards a mutually beneficial outcome for all. This collaboration cannot take place without our sitting down as we are doing today to design the appropriate vehicle that will carry our aspirations to success. It is important to note that together everyone achieves more, and we also follow the biblical injunction that one of us shall chase their 1,000 and two their 10,000. Thus, the concept of Igwebike is therefore a fallout of this appraisal and is seen at the beginning of providing solutions which will involve all of us as stakeholders. We need to equip ourselves with the right knowledge of what needs to be done, how it should be done, who should do it, and the reward that will come out of it and be shared equitably across all the stakeholder institutions that are involved. At the end, it will lead to a joyful outcome for all. Today we are taking deliberate steps to bring together the government, the traditional rulers and communities who own the land, the investors who have the money and the technical capacity and experience, the developers, as well as those who supply building materials like Dangote, and those who buy the properties themselves, as well as those who need real estate for investment and those who market it. The aim is to commence the series of engagements in discussion, knowledge sharing, perspective enhancement, all leading to reduced transaction time and transaction costs across the spectrum of activities. In COPE, we have used this win-win approach and collaborative approach to be able to enhance our operations. For instance, in 2010, we built a house for the Ministry of Lands that housed their computer equipment so as to ensure that they computerize their functioning and be able to make do with faster processing of titles and registration of instruments. In return, the ministry reduced the transaction costs for title registration for all developers in Enugu State. So the joy that all developers have been enjoying in Enugu State as a result of reduced costs for transaction in land came as a result of the investment that COPE made in 2010 for government. Also, in 2010, at Zodiac Hotel, we invited all the professionals in the real estate sphere with the ministry to take a look at the operating land administration policies and laws to bring it at par with current demands. That whole exercise was also done by COPE, and we had to quarter some of the permanent secretaries in Nikele for some few days for them to rejig with the legal practitioners and the industry experts the operating land administration laws and policies in Enugu State. This was what we were able to do. In 2009, we engaged the 17 local governments in Enugu State and told them that the rural to urban migration that we are having, the inability to retain the best hands in their schools, in their medical facilities, in their real estate, in their various secretariats at the local government level was as a result of the commute time, the loss of lives on the road. And we asked them, we are giving them free consultancy services to be able to build those houses. It was only one man, late Chief Gabriel Onuzulike, who built 20 housing units in Ojiriba local government that understood that vision and carried it to fulfillment. We have also collaborated with communities like Ogwinike. I'm happy that I saw the former commissioner for, I think he's here, Chief Anyo Chuka. Sir, are you here? Okay, he went out. We collaborated with the Ogwinike community in 2009-2010 to develop premier layout which has become one of the fastest growing part of Enugu. Before we collaborated with them to build the road and build a bridge that led to that area, the price of land was 200,000 naira per plot in 2010. We approached them and sold the idea we are selling to all of us today. And if only they can collaborate with us and sell the land to us at the same price they are selling to everybody, 200,000 naira, but allow us only to pay 10%. The land they are giving us is about 3 to 5% of their land. But we assure them that if they do that, in 1 year, the price of the land will rise from 200,000 to 1 million. That in 2 years, it will rise to 2.5 million. But I can assure you that in 2 years, the land rose to 5 million and have continued rising. That today, those land, the last transaction I knew of there was for 60 million naira on the road to Goshen Estate from 200,000. That is the power of collaboration. It is important we have done the same thing with Federal Mortgage Bank and AG Mortgage Bank. I'm happy that the executive director is here. He wasn't here, he just came in. Simon. This man, some of you who need your RSA, he's an expert in RSA. He has gotten over billions of naira for those who are contributed to retirement savings account. So please make sure that that's why I say you should stand up. Some of you professors who have huge RSA, you can get your 25% if you meet him. He's the executive director of AG Mortgage Bank. Thank you, sir. So we have done the same thing with AG Mortgage Bank, Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria, where we assist the banks by performing in our office some of the processes and documentation that are supposed to be done in their office, thereby reducing the transaction time and cost for all. We have also done the same for developers by initiating the formation of Southeast Homes in 2004 that was able to serve as a forum where those who have land and do not have money, and those who have money and do not have land, those who have capacity to develop but do not have either land or money can work together under that SE Homes Limited. That company was formed by Copen in 2004 with other developers. And I'm here happy that one of the people who was part of that effort is also here. We want to say that we have also on our own been engaged in a lot of collaboration because that is the way to go. We are privileged, like Professor George mentioned, that a few weeks ago, early last month, the Vice Chancellor of ASUT with all the principal officers visited Copen Group office to be able to deepen the transaction that we are having with them to make it a success story. And we are having a further conclusion of that matter in the next 2 weeks, upper week. The same thing, we have had the opportunity of working with the former DG of Nigerian Broadcasting Corporation and now the founder, the owner of Afia TV, who is here, Emeka Mba. We told ourselves we cannot have such a high niche telecom platform in Enugu and not ensure that the whole world gets to hear about it. People who are everywhere in the globe, they get to see Afia TV. It is shown on DSTV channel 254. If you go there, you will see Afia TV. And they are looking for us to showcase the Southeast. And I encourage all of us here to be able to engage them. We have engaged them. We have so much. Anytime you have an activity in this hall from next week, like what we're having today, there is a day we have this week at Amadio. It will be shown on Afia TV. We're also doing hand markets for all our plazas and markets in Enugu so that these collaborations, people will get to know what we have. And this is what we are trying to do. We look forward that government can decide to have a PPP arrangement involving local governments, communities, and developers that will lead to the extension of infrastructure to various communities. We look forward that Igwebike will lead to greater coordination, cooperation, and harmonious working relationship among stakeholders in this region so that we can understand the various activity centers that involve all the stakeholders and how we can proactively engage in ways that are required for each of the products, each of the projects to be done productively, profitably, and successfully. It is to this end that we will be having 3 breakout sessions, similar to what we did in 2010 at Zodiac, where we shared out ourselves to be able to deepen the understanding. It is in our shared interaction with many of the stakeholders that I have mentioned and many more that we need this strength. And I need to mention one more thing. The chairman of the BOT chairman, former Southeast Zonal President, Architect Munachiso, is here. We are trying to make sure that the developers work in tandem with one another to make sure that we provide free consultancy services. 2 months ago, Federal Mortgage Bank was required to nominate 5 best developers in the country. 5 best developers in the country. When they did their nomination to African International Housing Show, of which I am a director, we discovered that number 1, they put Copen as number 1, and they put iConnect in Enugu as number 5. So number 1 and number 5 best developers as classified by Federal Mortgage Bank came from Enugu State. And that shows me that we can do much more that we are doing. Like was mentioned by the DG system, my beloved senior brother, Bino Okwa. We are already collaborating with NECA and ITF to make sure that every year we are training artisans from this state. And they are investing in Enugu millions of naira. 2 days ago, we had a graduation ceremony. And one of the things that happened there is what I want to mention. Some of the parents of the people, the local government chairmen, we put the event for 8 o'clock. Because in NECA, I'm a member of the governing council of NECA representing Southeast. In NECA, if we say an activity is 9 o'clock, if you come there 5 minutes after 9, the activity have started. So when they didn't know that NECA was involved, and I'm part of NECA, so when we said the activity will start by 8 o'clock, they didn't believe it. Some of them came by 9:30, 10 o'clock, and they found out that we are finished. We started by precisely 5 minutes after 8. And in future, that is the direction that Copen wants to go to. When we say we have an event for 12 noon, 12 noon, higher 5 minutes after 12, the number of people that are there, we will start. I was restrained from doing that today. And I told them, if it is 5 o'clock, if it's 5 minutes after 12, we start. That way, there will be saving of resources, of time for various institutions. And I think we can take it as one of our mandates. So we're going to have 3 groups. The first group, I don't want to call them the land group, but it involves government and communities. These are the people that are responsible for land administration and provision of infrastructure. The group will look at the PPP model, its challenges, and how we can create the enabling environment and appropriate vehicles that will help to accomplish our dream of having affordable land and providing infrastructure. We need to find a way to address the issue of trust that have happened. Government have collected money from the people who bought land from government. For instance, Independence Land Phase 2. The people who have land there have paid hundreds of thousands over the past 2 decades, but no infrastructure was provided with that money. And therefore, we need to look at how we manage the trust deficit that is associated with government and design an appropriate collaboration that will lead to a more affordable land and infrastructure. The difference between GRA and independent layouts and other outlying areas is only one thing: infrastructure, access, and we have to address it. The second group is the real estate group, the investors in the real estate space. They will look at the real estate ecosystem. Who are the players? How can we harmonize ourselves and have better understanding of the role of each party and the requirement of each party in order to play their role? How can we moderate our expectations and our profit appetite? How can we reduce the transaction time and cost? How can we make the Southeast real estate sector to become the destination of choice for investors coming from various places? These and some other issues will form the core of the discussion that will take place at that group. The third and the final group is concerning the cooperative and off-takers group. Those who have need for real estate assets, who have questions they can ask. How best can they get this mortgage? How best can they get this man called Simon so that they can get their RSA? How best can they? These questions will be addressed. Part of the questions that we want to address is a key question that I've been asking them. If somebody is staying in one room in Obiang and stayed there for 30 years, and is staying in 10 square meters with common toilets and other things, is it possible for us to provide that man with a room and a parlor and toilet instead of the architect insisting that he must have 100 square meters of land? Can we reduce expectations? So these are part of the discussions we're going to have to make issues, make land affordable. We need to integrate our perspectives. It is my hope that we will all have a monumental engagement today. It will be for only 1 hour. 1 hour. Like we said in Copenhagen, we are the ones that we have been waiting for to make the difference we desire for ourselves and others. So don't run away, sit back, and we shall be part of the solution finding. Finally, I would like to use the opportunity to appreciate deeply my colleagues in Copenhagen Group, my colleagues in associate companies that have added value to what we are doing. My colleagues in the real estate sphere, the Mark Wachuku and Ariz Emwana and Dr. Rocket, Dr. Ike, and my darling wife, they have been on this matter for some weeks now, shaping what this will be, encouraging each other that we can make a difference. I want to say thank you so much and be assured that our God, who is a diligent rewarder of them that diligently seek Him, will surely ensure that your reward will locate and pour ceaselessly on you and yours in Jesus' name. So it is my joy that I want to welcome you all and thank you for coming to Igobike 2023. We shall have Igobike 2024. But in between Igobike 2023 and Igobike 2024 will be huge engagement outside the clear lights, outside the camera, to ensure that we move ourselves from a talk shop to a definitive action center that will create houses and success stories. I'd like to leave you with the words of Franz Fanon in his book, The Wretched of the Earth, which said, and I quote, "Each generation must, out of relative obscurity, discover its mission, fulfill it, or betray it." I believe sincerely that we are among those who fulfill the mission that God has given us in the real estate ecosystem. Thank you for coming, and God bless you all.
Now I can feel your hands. The applause was loud enough. You can do it again, if you will. The Bible says that where there is no vision, the people will perish. And where there is a vision, I say, without people, even the people and the vision will also perish. Thank you, sir, for being the visionary for this great congregation, the Igobike 2023, which is the maiden edition of the collaborative effort of stakeholders coming together to make things work. We are going to go into the breakout sessions, which is next. After which we are going to take a tour of the booth and have a photography session. So we're going to have 3 groups for the breakout session: Group 1, Group 2, and Group 3. So in a short while, we're going to give us the guidelines on how the breakout session will work.
Are you ready? Go. Yeah.
Please, would like to take. So I beg all of you, let us register ourselves. Those of us who are from Group 1, Group 1 shall to this side. Group 1 has to do with government policy land. How can we discuss about it? Because that is what it is all about. Can we go here? Those who are interested in Group 2 will be in the middle here. Those who are in Group 3 will be in that particular place. 1 hour, Group 1 has to do with governments, communities. How can we get land? Those of you who are lawyers, you need to help us tighten the equation very well. Those of you who have been part of government, commissioners, who are not doing right, what we can do right to be able to have proper interface over land. Those of us who are developers, we need to tell us how to reduce our profit expectation and from the banks, so that Simon and Federal Mortgage Bank, Chris, Zonal Director, how you reduce their interest so that more money will come to us. We are here. I'm happy you're already in the center. Those of us, how many of us want to buy land, buy houses here? So, with the land. Who want to get mortgage? This mortgage, what is mortgage? So we'll be there. Please, I beg of you, we have only 1 hour to do this. No more. And after that, the event is closed and you have done the work. But we need to start the process now. I ask all of us, can we shift to our appropriate groups? Sorry to disturb you, gentlemen and ladies. Please. Please, Group 1 is here. Group 2, the investors, real estate people, they are here. Group 3, they are here. Okay? So the chairman of Group 2 is Architect Munachi Sokorocha, coordinated by Barrister I. Okay, who is the chairman? Arinze Wanna is the chairman of Group 3. Where is Arinze? Is the head marketer. Where's Arinze? Please. Good day. We have the suppliers here. How can we get cement at 500 naira?
Lord, we lift you up. You've done so much for me, I cannot tell it all. If I had 10,000 tongues, it still won't be enough. When you heal completely. Chukuma road more, isi inkendile more. What shall I render to Jehovah? For he has done so very much for me. What shall I render to Jehovah? For he has done so very much for me. Lord, we lift you up. You've done so much for me, I cannot tell it all. If I had 10,000 tongues, it still won't be enough. When you heal completely. Chukuma road more, isi inkendile more. What shall I render to Jehovah? For he has done so very much for me. What shall I render to Jehovah? For he has done so.
Our commitment to God in God's word in Psalm 15 verse 400 was to complete projects even at a loss like this one because of our faith in Him. Indeed, it's all about God Almighty perpetually, and to Him alone be all the glory, honor and adoration. Once more, I welcome you all. Thank you all for your attention, and God's riches and grace always to us.
Your Excellency, you are invited to note that under this phase, 90 housing units have been completed and will be commissioned today.
Hoping you are just too much, and I like when people work with the fear of God. From what you put in is what you harvest. People don't take attention to things that concerns the poor man, the public. You know, they take care of themselves. Because I used to ask people, you need to know a man. You check the project he has built for the public, and you check the project he has built for himself. If there is a difference, that person will not go to heaven. That is the truth. So, religion should be in the heart. We have to demonstrate it. And that's what the MD of Copen Nigeria Limited has done. The one being done in Uber, unfortunately, is also done by Son of Son. And when you go there, I'm happy the AD says he's going there. You'll be very sorry for us. Today we have a population of that university about 3,000. So there is a housing problem, which was the reason for that project. I believe strongly that you do something. Just, compare the thing by bringing Copen, into the place. Then solution will come. Look at concrete road. I was in a Fistula center, owned by federal government, and I saw concrete road. I came here, I saw concrete road. Really, concrete road is the answer to our problem Southeast. This is a very decent job. Let us know what we can do to support this estate. We can see the road there, no matter how tough it is, it could be done. We can give it to Copen, we pay him to do it. Copen, he can do it for us. So if you measure it, you can give it to Chioma and they will be able to fund it. The Bible says to he that, has, you will be given. But that person, one call, another the thing. Not so. Whatever that they will want to make life very good here, will be willing. I love when people are happy. I love when people are comfortable. And we can make this world a better place to live. If you live in happiness and I live in happiness, then nobody will carry God. Nobody will begrudge the other person. And this is just the starting point.
Copen Group, building lives and structures.
Copen Group is what you need. Building a house and for Copen Group is all you need for real estate and estate development.
Copen Group, building lives and structures.
Copen Group is what you need. Building a house and for Copen Group is all you need for real estate and estate development.
Copen Group, building lives and structures.
Copen Group is what you need. Building a house and for Copen Group is all you need for real estate and estate development.
Copen Group, building lives and structures.
Copen Group is what you need. Building a house and for Copen Group is all you need for real estate and estate development.
Copen Group, building lives and structures.
Whatever you need, no matter how far, we go give you all the best. Keeping you satisfied, keeping you satisfied. Whatever it is you want to build, we will build it to your taste. Keeping you satisfied, keeping you satisfied. Copen Group is what you need. Building a house and for Copen Group is all you need for real estate and estate development. Whatever you want to build, flats, houses, or estate, residential, or even commercial. Offices, shops, event center, shopping plaza, or industrial. Anyone where you want build, Copen Group, we got you covered. Whatever you need, no matter how far, we go give you all the best. Keeping you satisfied, keeping you satisfied. Whatever it is you want to build, we will build it to your taste. Keeping you satisfied, keeping you satisfied. Copen Group is what you need. Building a house and for is all you need for real estate and estate development. Money no go be your problem. We go design payment plan to suit you. Quality no go be your problem. We go build that thing and it go wow you. Whatever you want to build, Copen Group will here for you. Whatever you need, no matter how far, we go give you all the best. Keeping you satisfied, keeping you satisfied. Whatever it is you want to build, we will build it to your taste. Keeping you satisfied, keeping you satisfied. Copen Group is what you need. Building a house and for is all you need for real estate and estate development. Whatever you want to build, flats, houses, or estate, residential, or even commercial.
Copen Group, building lives and structures.
Whatever you need, no matter how far, we go give you all the best. Keeping you satisfied, keeping you satisfied. Whatever it is you want to build, we will build it to your taste. Keeping you satisfied, keeping you satisfied. Copen Group is what you need. Building a house and for is all you need for real estate and estate development. Whatever you want to build, flats, houses, or estate, residential, or even commercial. Offices, shops, event center, shopping plaza, or industrials. Anyone where you want build, Copen Group, we got you covered. Whatever you need, no matter how far, we go give you all the best. Keeping you satisfied, keeping you satisfied. Whatever it is you want to build, we will build it to your taste. Keeping you satisfied, keeping you satisfied. Copen Group is what you need. Building a house and for is all you need for real estate and estate development. Money no go be your problem. We go design payment plan to suit you. Quality no go be your problem. We go build that thing and it go wow you. Whatever you want to build, Copen Group will here for you. Whatever you need, no matter how far, we go give you all the best. Keeping you satisfied, keeping you satisfied. Whatever it is you want to build, we will build it to your taste. Keeping you satisfied, keeping you satisfied. Copen Group is what you need. Building a house and for is all you need for real estate and estate development. Whatever you want to build, flats, houses, or estate, residential, or even commercial.
Copen Group, building lives and structures.
Whatever you need, no matter how far, we go give you all the best. Keeping you satisfied, keeping you satisfied. Whatever it is you want to build, we will build it to your taste. Keeping you satisfied, keeping you satisfied. Copen Group is what you need. Building a house and for is all you need for real estate and estate development. Whatever you want to build, flats, houses, or estate, residential, or even commercial. Offices, shops, event center, shopping plaza, or industrials. Anyone where you want build, Copen Group, we got you covered. Whatever you need, no matter how far, we go give you all the best. Keeping you satisfied, keeping you satisfied. Whatever it is you want to build, we will build it to your taste. Keeping you satisfied, keeping you satisfied. Copen Group is what you need. Building a house and for is all you need for real estate and estate development. Money no go be your problem. We go design payment plan to suit you. Quality no go be your problem. We go build that thing and it go wow you. Whatever you want to build, Copen Group will here for you. Whatever you need, no matter how far, we go give you all the best, keeping you satisfied, keeping you satisfied. Whatever it is you want to build, we will build it to your taste, keeping you satisfied, keeping you satisfied. Golden Group is what you need, building a house and for Golden Group is all you need for real estate and estate development. Whatever you want to build, flats, houses, or estate, residential, or even commercial.
Copen Group, building lives and structures.
Thank you, Group 3. Thank you so much. I would ask that we return to our various positions. While we are here, God has a way of working out things. So, can we return to our chairs? We have some few things, then we close. We have nothing more to share. If you look at the program, we are going to close. But we have, can we sit down, please? If you don't want to move from your position, you are allowed. Can we have our seats? The committee, can we sit down, please? By the powers not conferred on me, all committee sessions are dissolved. We hereby dissolve all committees by the powers not conferred on me. So I want to thank all of us. Can we have our seats, no matter where you are? Can we have our seats, please? Can we please sit down? Thank you so much. Can we have our seats, please? Thank you, thank you. Thank you. I'd like to appreciate every of the committees for the wonderful work they have done. This is a commencement of the process. I was part of committee number 1, and we were able to form a very strong committee that will be meeting very soon to interface with the local government and the state government and the other committees. And we happen to have had the one moderating our committee, the Commissioner for Works, Enugu State. Can we clap for him, please? We'd like him to come forward. He happens to be a very dear brother of mine. And he stepped in the moment we went into the various committees and was able to moderate. I'm happy that Architect Muna have done a very good work. That was what I heard, and thank you so much for all the parties. You'll be hearing from us very soon. And thank you so much also, Honorable. We will take comments from the chairman of each of the committees. We'll take comments from the chairman of Group 3. We'll take comments from the chairman of Group 2. Then we'll take comments from the chairman of Group 1, who happens to be the Honorable Commissioner, and then he'll give us his closing speech. Thank you so much. I'd like to invite to the pulpit, to the podium, Aris Zemwana. If he's not here, okay, please, let's clap for him as he comes. You have some 2-3 minutes to tell us what you did and the committee you formed. Thank you, sir.
Into 3 different groups. Now, we have some persons there who have an intention of owning properties, but they don't have that bulky money to do so. So, and we have some persons who can market real estate, and they want to use that as a means to own their own property. So we have some other group of persons who want to start from where they are, because one of the things we established was start from where you are. Some persons will say, I want to own a duplex. The question is, Do you have the resources to do so? So we had to make ourselves, tell ourselves the truth that we need to start from where we are. So we have people who have made their intention known that, okay, they are willing to start from owning a 2-bedroom flat. Some said, okay, I can do bungalow. And we have few persons who said, okay, they are willing to do duplexes. But majority of the persons we have in our group are people who are willing to sell real estate and use their commission to own properties. So we believe along the line, the essence of this particular event is to bring in people to collaborate and teach them the easiest way to do things. Because information is one of the things that brings about liberation. When you are well informed about how to go about the city, you will not find yourself missing. So we have been able to set up that 3 groups, and we believe after this event, in line with the vision of the strength of collaboration, we'll be calling up on them in different meetings on how we can achieve that goal. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Thank you very much. I would like to call Group 2, Architect Munachiso Okorocha. Please come up to the stage.
Thank you so much, everyone. My committee was particularly interested on the 25% RSA from PENCOM and how it's going to be possible for this to be integrated into developments. Right now, what usually happens is that, or what is happening is that you can only use the 25% to buy a house. But we're looking at a situation, or we're asking the executive director from AG Homes how it would be possible for us to integrate the 25% into development, which makes a lot of sense. Because the people who are going for these monies, it's their money in the first place. Because the 25% comes from what you have contributed over time to your retired or retirement savings account. So it makes sense that if they have taken, the only thing is that it just needs some form of indemnity from whosoever, that is the receivers of the RSA, indemnity to PENCOM. That's it. So this is an area that we are really interested in, and we would like the committee to, see what to do in order to make it possible for developers to begin to use the ROSA or the 25% ROSA savings to buy houses. So they mustn't, a lot of people don't have equity to pay, and this is one area that would help them to, bridge that gap. So that was a very important thing that we learned in that committee. Thank you so much for attending.
Thank you so much. Architect Munachiso Okorocha is a member of the Board of Trustees of Real Estate Development Association of Nigeria. And thank you so much, sir. A renowned developer and who have been active as an architect over the years. It's my pleasure to invite the chairman of Group 1, who is to also be the Honorable Commissioner for Works and Infrastructure, Enugu State, Engineer Gerald Otiji, who left the very many things he was doing to come and serve in this state, in this capacity. Let's clap for him as he comes. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
His Royal Highness, where is he? He was part of our group. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please, I stand in all existing protocols observed. Well, first of all, just want to say big congratulations to the corporate group for organizing this type of event. This is, from what I've seen, it is where we learn and exchange ideas. And in this case, we're talking about building lives and structures, which is the real estate. There is something why it is called the real estate. However, I'm not here to go into the business of building houses or real estate. I can only speak from the perspective of the government and how we can partner together with all the stakeholders that are here. And at the same time, to intimate everybody here on the few things that this present administration is embarking on. The information is key. It might be helpful to anyone. In our group, I heard coincidentally it was about the synergy and the trust, if I remember, between the stakeholders and government and infrastructure as well. See, trust is everything. If you hear His Excellency Peter Mba talking about our word being our bond, it helps both in the financial structure, both in the landowners, be it community, to trust you that you are not just grabbing their land for speculation. However, the infrastructure is always an impediment. But there is a good news. And that good news is this present administration has come together with the local government chairman and formed the Joint Account Administration Committee. So, most of the infrastructure or what government wants to build in the local government areas, state will be matching them 60%, and the local government chairman will be bringing the 40%. So there's a committee administering those funds right now. It's no longer somebody gets allocation for the local government and it is, he decides what to do with it. So in this case, the infrastructure that is needed for developers to add value to the properties that will be in those estates can now be easily achieved. It can be collectively in threesome, the developer, the local government chairman, and the state. Not only just roads, but the other infrastructure that follows it. There is, in the works department, there is a design that we adopted now that our roads will come towards the shoulder of the road where the less weight is on the road to have water duct, fiber duct, and a power duct. So when we build our roads and somebody wants to lay fiber or reticulate water, you don't need to tear the road up anymore. You just go to the manhole, and from there you go under and be able to get your stuff. And we are also looking at, in terms of roads, many people, I use this opportunity to let people know, we are not just sitting down. Planning is the major thing we are doing right now. By next week, we will start unrolling the physical, visiting the routes and start doing them. What have we been planning? We've been planning two things. I took over 2.5 weeks ago, and I found out that 65% of the cost of building roads are just two items: the asphalt and the stone base. So now, how can we use technology to reduce those costs by 20 to 30%? And that's what we've been working on. We invited some scholars from around the world, and we were able to study and find out that in Missouri, in the United States, where B-52 bomber takes up from, and why is it that B-52 doesn't land any other place? It must circle the world, but it must come back to Missouri. It is because of the tonnage of that aircraft. The least one is 90 tons. So if that plane should land on our tarmac here, it will sink. So now, what is the technology they use? And that's where we found that the people who patented it are from South Korea. And there is discussion ongoing to see if we can use that technology to do our roads, and they are able to guarantee us 20 years of road construction. And another good news is that our red earth from Enugu is already naturally stabilized. It depends on how you apply it and how you compact it and how you treat it. So we have comparative advantage over those who are in the western part or the south part or the northern part. So this is the study we've been making to be able to do that. And what it means is that we will now require lesser quantity of asphalt on our road, and we hope to achieve 20 years guarantee. So, and that will help in enhancing the price of your property. The other one that I would want you, the developers, the businessmen, to help also to achieve is to go for GIS mapping of the state. The state government, firing all these cylinders costs a lot of money, but to enhance your own business, many developers can come together and will do the mapping. And why do we have to do GIS mapping? The history of Enugu shows that when the British guys that came down here, when they came, they were residing at Uti and not in Enugu. So until Mr. Iva Valley found coal, and immediately they started the exploration and then production of coal. Government reserved an area called Jare, and then the artisan quarters. Transportation came, which is rail. So what does that tell us? It shows that the moment there is a business, there will be housing. But most of what we're doing now is housing and hoping that business will come. So the GIS mapping will help to tell us where do we have the economic assets in the state, and then we can go there and bring investors, and we will be able to develop another city within Enugu. So, without boring you with my rhetoric, I'm glad to be here, and thank you for the audience, and I'll say good luck in your endeavors, and greetings from His Excellency Peter Ndubisimba. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Commissioner.
you do nothing else for me, you have done enough.
Yes, we are gradually coming to the end of the program. That was a wonderful speech by the Honorable Commissioner for Works, Engineer Gerardo TG. Thank you. We're sharing your vision and the wealth of experience that you're bringing to bear in our dear, lovely Enugu State. Thank you, Honorable Commissioner. Before we close, finally, I wish to call on Barrister Ike Chime to come for closing remarks and a vote of thanks.
Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. I'd like to thank God who makes all things possible for bringing all of us here today. You will agree with me that it has been a very interactive and meaningful engagement that we have had. So I would like to also thank everyone who has been part of Igwebike. We want to thank Copen, the anchor sponsor of Igwebike. Also would like to thank all the various partners, McDavidson, Afia TV, Federal Gate Bank, Redan, Pencom, AGMB, and all the people who worked tirelessly to make Igwebike a reality. Please do accept our great thanks. We would like to thank the Enugu State Government. We would like to thank all of us who made our time to be a part of this event. I am sure that through our collective efforts, we'll be able to make meaningful progress to meet the housing needs of our people. Now, like my GMD said, this conversation continues after this. So we would like to encourage all of us to please be part of the various communities that will be created so that we'll have maybe quarterly reviews building up to Igwebike 2024 if Jesus tarries. So on behalf of the organizers of Igwebike 2023, we'll look forward to seeing you in Igwebike 2024. And on that note, we would like to bring the curtain down on Igwebike 2023. Please, can we all clap to ourselves for having been part of this groundbreaking program? Please, can you make the hand louder? All of us will look back in time and say we were part of that process of laying the groundwork for this project that I am confident in time will lead to accelerated development of the real estate sector in the Southeast. So thank you so much for making our time to come, and we look forward to seeing you in Igwebike 2024. Thank you.
Thank you, Barrister Ike Chime, for that vote of thanks. We're going to take the opening prayer, after which you're going to have group photographs. The closing prayer, and after which we take the group photographs. And I call on Reverend Annie Ikebodo, the lead pastor, House on the Rock, Abba, to come and take the closing prayer. Reverend sir.
Please, may we all be upstanding, please? Before I pray, I want to say a big thank you to my elder brother, Reverend Hugo Chime. Thank you for all you do. Thank you for becoming the platform that is enabling all of us to stand. God bless you. Let's pray. Everlasting Father, we thank you for such an awesome time we enjoyed in your presence. Thank you for the grace that was bestowed richly upon us today. Thank you for all that we learned. My Father, I ask, let the grace and the anointing for building rest upon each and every one of us. In the name of Jesus Christ. Let your hands rest mightily upon Igwebike. That come Igwebike 2024. All of us here will come back with testimonies. Even in Jesus' precious and matchless name we pray. Amen. May we share the grace in fellowship. May the grace of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, the love of God, and the sweet fellowship of the Holy Spirit rest and abide with us now and forever. Amen. Surely God's goodness and mercy shall follow us all the days of our life, and we shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever and ever. Amen. Somebody shout Igwebike.
No, you didn't shout it like you understood what you said. Yes, thank you. Now, group photographs. The leaders of groups, rapporteurs of VIPs, please, can we call for a group photograph? Please, can we do that fast and do that snappy? Chairman of groups, VIPs, rapporteurs.
You are Horses and chariots, by the arm of flesh, no man
chosen generation, called for to show